Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Learn All About Property, whereby we teach you how to invest in property within the UK successfully without losing money. Now, as we all know, there's a lot of fear going around the globe, as well as in the UK and any other country, I'm sure, whereby, we're fearful as to what is happening with the economies around the world, whether or not the property market is going to crash, what the effects are coming out of the COVID pandemic, and of course not forgetting the war in Ukraine. Heartbreaking times for those people, and I'm sure most of you, if not all, would agree that that is such an unfortunate situation to be occurring. However, there are other things going on within the UK housing market. One of them is that the tax laws for landlords is being, a new tax law is being introduced, which is going to hit landlords hard. In other words, it's going to take some of their profits. However, look, on a positive note, there is always another opportunity that maybe property investors, whether new, existing or old, can take advantage of. Okay, it's no different to when you think about it, for example, stocks and shares. Okay, if shares go up, a lot of people might start to invest, or they take their money out. If shares drop, a lot of people will still invest, because with the shares dropping, they can get them at a better price, and then when the shares increase in value again, they can profit from it. And it's the same with property. It's the same with any industry. You have to evaluate what's going on and then decide what options are available to you and what strategies you can maybe implement. Now, a lot of landlords, people who have got buy-to-let properties, are very worried that the new taxes that are coming in are going to suck their profits away and make it more difficult for them to run a business. Now, some people say that, property investors, landlords, they're greedy, they take advantage of vulnerable homeless or, people who haven't got homes. I don't agree with that, because most landlords, maybe not all, but most, run a business, okay? They let properties, they buy and they let properties because it's a business. Like any other business, they're there to make money. Now, for somebody then to say, well, landlords shouldn't make money when they buy a property and rent it out to somebody is ridiculous. And I'm sure most of you will, in theory, in principle, agree with me on that. Now, if the government are going to suck away your profits, if you've got buy-to-let properties, what can you do about it? Well, a lot of people say there's loopholes that you can overcome and avoid those taxes, right? Well, if you believe that, then without sounding too rude, I think you're a fool, because the new taxes are coming in and they are going to eat away your profits. Now, are there loopholes? Really speaking, no. But what there is an opportunity for you to maybe change what you do with that property. And I can tell you that there are other options available to you whereby you can double, triple, even quadruple your income, your rental income, by doing a different type of strategy. Now, lots of people will say, well, what is that strategy? Well, there are quite a few. And for example, you could maybe, instead of letting the property out to a long-term tenant, you could do rented accommodation, not rented accommodation, service accommodation, okay, whereby it becomes a holiday let and you'll make 2, 3, 4 times as much. Is it relatively easy to do? It is actually, it is relatively easy. And there are other options you can do as well. Now, I went to see a few properties last week. Lovely, beautiful, large mid-terraced houses, 3 stories, 2 stories. Great opportunities to let them out to tenants, but also maybe a mixed opportunity whereby you could let some of them out to for rental, and others whereby maybe you could do service accommodation. Tourism in the UK is rocketing, so you can take advantage of an opportunity like that. There are other options as well, like HMOs, for example. Now, I'm not saying it's easy just to go out and do this, but there are options. And when you invested in property and helping people like we do to do so properly, you always have to review your portfolio, digest and see what income and profits you're making. And if it's not working for you, then what do you need to do? You need to change it. It's no good burying your head and just saying, oh, well, the government are doing this, the government are doing that, they're taking the taxes from me, because that is no good. You have to change with the times. I mean, look, 200-300 years ago, even 100 years ago, how different was time then throughout the property industry compared to now? Change is inevitable, and we have to move with the changes. It's no good moaning about it. So look, if you are keen to invest in property, whether you're a newbie or whether you want to learn different strategies, different options, and go through the process or learn the process, then by all means get in touch. We would love to help you do just that. But don't be afraid about investing in property, because now is the time. There hasn't been a better time. People will say, well, property prices are so high, you can't get a bargain anymore. You can get bargains. They're out there. And believe you me, this time next year, there's going to be a lot more bargains. And why? Well, sadly, because the effect of price increases and the economy having, putting its weight on businesses and the public in general, is going to affect their spending. So people sadly are going to run into difficulties to pay their bills. Okay. Rental income in the UK is rising like never seen before, which is great news, okay, for businesses, people, landlords, because they're getting more rent. However, when a tenant, can no longer afford to pay its rent because food prices are going up, fuel prices are going up, energy prices are going up, what's going to happen? They're going to fall into arrears. What's then going to happen? They may be evicted. Okay, so is the rental market going to crash? Is it going to go up? Is it going to become more profitable? All of these questions are what you need to ask yourself and digest and decide which strategy, which road to take from here on in. It's always thinking about the future and being ahead of the times if you can. Now, when you're investing in property within the UK, for example, we, for example, are always reviewing the market. We're always talking to estate agents. We're networking with other investors. We're talking to financial institutions. We're talking to surveyors. We're trying to keep up with the market trend to find out what is happening. Now, for example, only yesterday, I was told that valuers, obviously who come out to value properties, are getting a little bit more cautious. So they're starting to downvalue properties. So is that of concern? Well, of course it is, because I see time and time again, people are buying properties, paying above market value for them, hoping then that they're going to be able to maybe refurbish them and sell them for more. Well, obviously, if valuers are now downvaluing properties, then those type of investors are going to end up losing money. And this is why we teach people to be incredibly cautious. Do the due diligence tests and recommendations that we put to them to make sure that they have a number of exit strategies should anything go wrong in the property market. Coming back to stocks and shares again as an example. Now, I know lots and lots of investors, when the market dips, they are absolutely delighted when stocks and shares and cryptocurrencies, they start to fall in value, because they know it's only going to be a temporary decline. So what they'll do is they'll buy at low price, and when it goes back up, they make money. This is the same with property. You need to be able to buy either below market value, okay, or you diversify. Okay, if the market is still going to go up, but yet the local, the UK government, for example, are taking your taxes, then diversify into something whereby you can reduce your tax liability. And this is why networking within a property, environment community is so important. And this is why, for example, I've got a mentor, I got a coach, and very often they tip me off about different things, give me advice, and I listen to that advice and I take action on it. And that is where savvy property investors will continue to prosper. Okay, and I say prosper in inverted commas, because some people will say, well, why should they prosper? Why should they benefit from, price increases or rents going up? It's not fair. Again, people property investors are running a business. So it's important for them that they obviously make money, because if they don't, what's going to happen? They're going to end up losing those properties, having to sell them. So that's going to affect the housing market more and more. It's a vicious circle, isn't it? And this is why, if you, as a newbie, want to know and learn how to invest in property within the UK, please, please, please make sure that you link up with somebody who has got the knowledge and advice to be able to help you to do just that. Anyway, I hope this is useful. If you would like to learn more about property, then by all means get in touch, and I'll be delighted to help you, maybe even help you get started. Who knows? You know, there are lots of different things that we can do to help and share with one another. So again, until next time, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, because I'd like to be able to share you more tips and advice as and when I post these videos. And if you subscribe, you'll automatically get them anyway. So again, it's maybe something useful that you'd like to keep in touch with. So until next time, thank you for listening. As I say, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now.